Hi guys, welcome to Commerce Classes. So today we will be starting with the chapter 1 of business studies, which is business trade and commerce. We will be covering the topics which you can see on your screen, starting from the introduction to business, moving on to the characteristics, and then we would see the differences between the different business profession and employment and the different classification of business activities based on the industry and so on and so forth. So let us start with the first topic, which is the introduction to business, which has two topics. One is the concept of business, and the second one is role of business in development of India's economy. So before starting with the role of business, let us first understand what is business actually. So business, as you can see, the name says for itself, is defined as a state of being busy or busyness. You might have seen people around yourself that the people who are engaged in business tends to remain busy throughout the day or the month or the year. So now, in general terms, we know business means a state of being busy. But in technical terms or in the terms of definition, what does business stands for? So we can define business as an economic activity which is undertaken with the objective to earn profits. Now you may wonder what is an economic activity. So economic activity means any activity which is undertaken by a concern or a person to earn its livelihood. So, indirectly, business means any activity which is undertaken by a person to earn its livelihood or to earn profits. So, in simple terms, if we have to define business, you can simply say business means an economic activity which is undertaken with the objective to earn profits and in which people regularly engage in activities related to the purchase and sale of goods or rendering of various services. Now we'll see what is the role of business in Indian economic development. So, do you wonder if business is something new? Exactly not. Business is something which has been carried out since the ancient times. Though the ways it was being carried out in ancient times and the one that you see today is quite different now. So let us see like what are the differences that you see in the business that were there in ancient times and that you see in today or modern world. So previously to facilitate transfer of money, we used to have certain instruments known as hundis and chittis, which are not in use nowadays. The major mode of transportation for the business was water and land routes. Prominent ones were Silk Route and maritime trade. Now, today in today's time, we do have air transportation also, but it was not prominent in the ancient times. Then, in British rules, India, before the Britishers actually came to India, India was a major exporter, and hence it was having a trade surplus from various finished goods. However, with the advent of British rule or when the East India Company came into India, things turned upside down. So what Britishers did is actually they made India a major exporter for raw materials and then a major importer for the finished goods, so which resulted into a negative balance of payment for India. Then it was going on like that. Then finally in 1991, that after independence, the government announces the new economic policy, which you might have heard of, like liberalization, privatization, and globalization policy. So that was a game changer actually for India's economy, and it turned India into one of the fastest growing economies in the world. And actually, India became a major destination or preferred destination for foreign direct investment also. Then, till date, government is running various initiatives such as in the name of Digital India or Make in India initiatives or Still India, just to boost it further. So, this is the overall role of business in Indian economy. So, in summary, business is nothing new. It has been carried out since the ancient times. Only the ways it was being conducted in ancient times and the way we see it today is different. And these are the certain differences that we have already seen. So, this was about the first topic, the introduction to business. Now, let us move towards the second one, which is characteristics of business. So, there are following multiple characteristics of business. Some of them are listed below. So first one, as we already discussed, it is an economic activity because it is undertaken by a person or in concern to earn its livelihood or to earn profits. Second important characteristics of business is it should be like for that there should be production or procurement of goods or services. So if you are not dealing in any goods or not dealing in any service, you cannot tell termed as activity as a business. Then sale or exchange of goods or services. That is, if you are buying something or if you are renting a services, then that goods should be distributed somewhere else, or that goods should be distributed to consumer. Otherwise, what you will do, just buying. So there should be buying as well as selling of goods and services. Then dealing in goods and services on a regular basis. So if you are doing just one transaction throughout the year, can you term that activity as a business? So for example, you purchased one piece of land and you sold it during the same year. Can you term it as a business? No, because you should deal in some goods or services on a regular basis. So that should be my recurring activity. Okay, for example, every third day or say every second day, I'm buying some flat and I'm then selling it further. So I can term this activity as a business activity. But if I'm doing just one transaction throughout the year, it cannot be termed as a business activity. Then fifth is profit earning. So as we already see, economic activity, one of the important characteristics of business is a profit. It is undertaking with the objective to earn profit. So if you are not earning profit, say you are rendering some social service in an NGO, can you term that activity as a business activity? Obviously no. Then uncertainty of returns, because whenever you start any business, so you have to employ certain capital in the form of money or certain assets, and you are not sure when you are starting the business if the business would be successful or not. So there is always an uncertainty of the return, if your capital would earn you some return or it will be lost. Then elements of risk in the sense you are not sure about what may happen the next moment or the next day. For example, when coronavirus was started in India, no businesses, especially the manufacturing sector, might have think of like their business would be totally shut down. So there is always an element of risk. Now here I have simplified it for you to remember the characteristics. So it's a mnemonic. So to start economic activity and earn return, you have to take risk, produce and sell goods or services regularly on profit. So the all the underlined words are the representing one of the other characteristics of the business. So just a easy way to remember it. In the coming videos, we'll see certain other topics such as differences of business between business profession and employment and various other things. So that's all for now. Thank you. If you like the content, please do like and share it. And please do subscribe our channel for further videos. Thank you once again.